All right. So hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. So thank you for coming in and spending some time with us today. Those of you who don't know, my name is Tammy with Real Pro Leverage, and we are so excited to bring a webinar to you today. We try to do this about once a quarter, and our whole goal is just to share and give back to our agents and help you guys grow your business. Today we have Dylan with us, and Dylan is actually the owner and CEO of the company. And he actually started his career in custom software development. So by creating high-end mobile applications and just real large desktop platforms, he was able to create them for Fortune customers that are still using them today. He also was in kind of a sales career position, so he was able to bridge that gap between corporate marketing and sales. Like, just a lot of us in real estate, we use our background experience in sales and whatever we did before this career, to help us grow our businesses. So he's able to kind of speak to both of those, those backgrounds. So again, thank you for joining us. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Dylan. He's got some slides he's going to share with us. And let me go ahead and highlight him so everybody can see him and his slides.
Perfect.
And, let's see, hopefully everybody can see him. If you can't see him, okay, or you need me to make anything bigger or different, just go ahead and put that in the chat window. But I'm going to go ahead and let's use your time wisely, and let me go ahead and turn it over to Dylan.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tammy and Patty. Tammy, thank you so much for allowing me to speak today. My name is Dylan Locke. I am the founder of Built Marketing. Actually, probably heard of the brand called Built Basics. Really love what they're doing. Modeled my business after that, and truly want to start today just getting this out there, saying this is going to be 100% educational. I talk to a lot of realtors on a daily basis, and really want to make sure that all your questions are answered on this call. If you have anything that you need answered after the call, my information is going to be at the end of the presentation. Feel free to shoot me an email, text me, call me, whatever it may be. Happy to do that. And then for anyone who's watching this on demand, same goes for you. If there's anything that you have, feel free to shoot me a text, call, email. All my information will be at the end here. So I'm going to start sharing my screen and just get started. So my name is Dylan Locke. So I am the owner of Built Marketing. Tammy really hit the nail on the head there with the introduction. And let me just make this a little bit smaller here. And I truly want to just create a digital experience to put small mid-market businesses in front of their ideal customers. Everyone that I talk to is noticing that I'm actually moving my company into more of a real estate focus. I've helped brands in e-commerce. I've done real estate. I've done legal. I've done help like authors publish ebooks. And my brand, typically, we really like the marketing mindset and entrepreneurial mindset of realtors. So without further ado, kind of a little bit about myself. So I have about 6+ years of experience building websites. And you're going to hear a lot today about SEO and kind of these hot topic words and what you're hearing within the market, right? So I've got 6+ years of designing websites. Some of my notable achievements is that I was in the custom software development space, and I've built from scratch CRMs. I've sold them, I've implemented them, and really shown the value. I moved from a full-time career in technology sales and into this owning my own business and really helping shine a light to those. Again, I really enjoy the real estate field because they have the entrepreneurial mindset and helping put them in front of their customers at the end of the day. I do believe that I have bridged that gap between marketing and sales. I really enjoy putting myself in front of my buyers and giving myself as many opportunities to highlight my services to my buyers. You're going to hear as well on, hey, how do I put myself in front of my buyers and who I want to go after? So a little bit about the agenda, kind of go through how sales and marketing changed from 2013 to 2023. We're going to really focus a lot on the SEO. And then the next thing we're going to focus on is building a brand presence and how that ties with SEO, etc. And then how to put yourself in front of basically, I call it a starving crowd. And with marketing, the whole goal of marketing is when your buyers are ready to buy, how do you get in front of them and staying top of mind? It's a very competitive field within the Sarasota market alone, with how many realtors are here. So again, you're going to hear me drill on creating that brand, really, really creating your own website and making that brand pop and going after your niche. And then I'm going to give some insight. What would I do if I were an agent in today's market? Again, easier said than done. It's an opinion of one, but you're going to really see me harp on creating the brand and creating that experience for your customer. So, all right. So it's all about SEO, and it's not 100% true, but it's a hot topic item. And what SEO stands for is search engine optimization. So how can you put yourself, and I use Google as the main focus because it's the search engine that we use a lot, but there's also Bing, which is a Microsoft product, and a couple other ones. So we're going to use Google for today's presentation, but search engine optimization stands for basically how can I get my name to be at the top of the list that doesn't say ad, because that's a paid ad. There's different types of SEO. There's different types of ways to go about it, but we have things called so there's paid ads where some shoppers will click on the first thing they see on Google. So if I'm someone on this call and I'm really selling beachside homes, or if I'm selling condos on the golf course, and that's what my advertisement is going after, I'm going to populate up there realtor selling condos in Lakewood Ranch, right, on the golf courses. And then there's tactics below that, right, with your search engine to optimize your search engine optimization is really going after that niche. And when you're going after that niche, you really want to make sure. So again, we're just use the condos by the golf course. I'm a golfer. I love to golf. So your website needs to be tailored to go after these customers. I talk to a lot of agents and they want to just go after everybody. And I strongly encourage everyone that comes in, yes, take that lead on, but you really want to focus on going after a specific niche, especially when you present yourself your brand new website coming onto the Google's platform. And how do you best optimize that is you have to go at it with a laser and not a flashlight. Everyone I speak with, they want to, again, I harp on this, they want to help everybody. And I get that, right? But Google doesn't care. So the search engine optimization, it's too much of a monster to go after. And you're going to be found on the 5th or 6th page of Google. So there's things called like keyword search. And again, I just want to say very high level. After this call, you can jump on to go over the do's, the don'ts, but there's things called keyword search. And so your website, it needs to optimize that, who you're going after. You're going to see my business, for an example, it's going through a complete redesign. So I'm going to be going strictly after and helping educate realtors on how to build a brand and how to create a website, and tie all of it together so that they can put themselves in front of their target audience. You as realtors, again, a lot of them are buying leads. A lot of them are doing these different avenues. When it comes to like the website and Google, how they're finding you, you really need to pick a niche, stick with it, and just find out there's a lot of riches in the niches. So in 2013, if you knew how to do any type of SEO, again, it was easier back then. The competition was easy. Google didn't have as many algorithms. That's another hot topic word. And it was, if you were on the first page, you were killing it. You could find any customer you wanted, stay in front of them. It was easy to maintain your website. Now comes 2023 and the competition's tougher. The algorithms are harder. And as an agent, you already have 20 different things going on. The last thing you want to work on is managing your own website and how to best stay on top of those leaderboards, basically. So truthfully, the website with SEO, you're kind of seeing here, there's so much that goes within it. And they're all little time-consuming tasks, but it is one of the best ways, because when we go and shop, most of us are going into Google search bar and typing, best shoes near me or best car service near me, and then we're going to get the map, and they're going to populate on the map, and we're going to click the one probably with the highest ranking and reviews. This is just one channel that we call it, but again, 2013, if you were on top of the first page of Google, you were crushing it. the competition is so hard nowadays, and Google has they have actually thousands of algorithms that they're running. So if anyone tells you that they've hacked the Google cheat sheet, it's not true. I mean, there's so many ways to get on that first page, so many strategies that my team is constantly implementing, and we test those out. And it's always changing too. So it's not all about SEO, but it's a great place to start. So tying this in with kind of your brand and your presence with your brand, this is going to go right into the website. But I always tell people, start with your brand, who you are. What tone do you want to set within the market, right? That's going to establish the credibility, who your buyers are going to be, builds trust, helps attract and retain customers. And truly, at the end of the day, it's going to increase value. So when I'm creating brands with customers, and how I'm always thinking is, whatever brand and voice that they're going after, we need to make that reflect to when I come in onto your website. So these are just snapshots from my website, but you're going to notice I keep things very consistent, and I have a different tone for my website. I want my customers to know that, certain color patterns when we're working with them brings a certain audience to your group. And that all plays effect on, again, the branding package goes into your SEO and how you want to target people and build a crowd or an audience. I'll use a couple examples, but I've met with actually 2 realtors last week, and their hardest thing is finding who they want to serve. And I always tell people, I'm like, start with the simple questions. Ask yourself, like, who do you want to go after? If you could pick your dream market, who do you want to go after? Now bring that down another niche, and then what tone do you want to have with them? Do you want to be educational? Do you want to be known as the person that works with all the investors on, let's just say, Anna Maria Island or Siesta Key? You really want to take that vision and bring it down to laser focus, and just asking questions. Who are you? Like, what do you feel comfortable with? We don't want you to pretend to be a brand that you're not. We want you to be vocal. We want you to stand out. I always tell everyone too, people don't care about ordinary. They care about extraordinary. You see a lot of people today. I mean, I don't believe in bad publicity, even though there is. But when you look at like an Elon Musk, I mean, his name comes out because he's doing things that are just so far out in left field. It really grabs the attention of others. So, like I said, I focus on building brands that match my customer's voice and who they want to go after. And this is just a whole process that we tie into building a website and building that SEO presence to attract your crowd. Find a niche and stick with it, right? So again, I'm harping on this because, again, everyone wants to go at it with the flashlight. I want to help everybody. It's like, if you find a niche, you will grow faster online, whether it's in social media, whether it's on Google. You will grow so much quicker because, again, especially on Google, like, they really want to find someone that's a subject matter expert in their craft. So, if you're looking at some of these illustrations, like if you want to sell condos on the beach, really focus on it. You're going to get other leads that come through from other sources that say, okay, maybe I don't need a condo, but I'm looking for something around the beach, right? Maybe I'm looking for a bungalow, something smaller. You're going to get those leads to come in. They're going to fill out the demo form request for you. It's really, you got to create that niche and stick with it. Too many people give up after 90 days and they're like, I just want to go back to helping everybody. It's like, you're going to be that realtor out there who's going to consistently get 1 to 2 leads a month, maybe because you're buying leads or they come from word of mouth, which is, again, one of the best ways to sell something is word of mouth. But our goal is to really create a lot of website traffic for you. Just say, like, here, I am the subject matter expert in this area. And you don't look like an expert unless you've been in the field for 20 plus years and everyone knows your name. It's almost referrals is what your business is. We need to make sure that you're shining as an agent that is the subject matter expert for condos on the beach, for homes near golf courses in Lakewood Ranch, right? Really drive home on that niche. And we're going to tie this all together too. And I want to leave a lot of time for Q&A as well. But as realtors, I don't know how you guys are doing it. I've spoken with a lot of realtors. I've seen some of them on calls while I'm in the demonstration or just a consult with them. But I mean, the fact that you have to, talk to your clients, manage deals, and I'm just going to touch high level on this. I know you do a lot more, but um, you have so much going on. You got to find properties, send these properties out. But guess what? You also need to make sure that you're present on whatever search engines, that you're doing your outreach. Because if you're making sales because you're capitalizing on prospects, you're going to hit that low because maybe we're not prospecting. We found our buyers, or we got them into homes, or we sold homes. And then, when your time is spent all on that, you don't have any time then to then prospecting. So sales agents truly ride this wave of my highs are high, but my lows are low, right? No leads are coming in. They're not ready to buy. So I kind of created this. There's a ton more other options to go with, but this is like the real audience toolkit. But with this is you as a realtor in the middle. Again, Google, there's Bing, there's other search engines. These are just some of the things that you need to be connected on today. And these are my favorite to stay connected on because they do help for your SEO as well. And I'm going to explain to on these next couple of slides on what I would be doing. But again, to manage all of this, it is a tough task to ask. And I tell a lot of realtors, get started on some of these pages and then really focus in. My go-to is always focus in on your website in Google, that search engine, and then pick one, pick a TikTok, pick an Instagram, right? Pick that and hammer that home. And then the other ones, you just need to just show face on. You can update it every once in a while. But there's one of them that you need to really, like, it's Google and it's Instagram. Like, that's the biggest one for me right now that I'm helping a lot of realtors with. And, driving home that if you're going to just dominate those two and just stay present, it's going to help you way more than, trying to do all of it at once, because you're going to get overwhelmed. It's a lot of content to create, and it's truly going to take away from the time from your customers. We don't want that. So let's tie this all together, right? We've talked a lot about high level SEO, building a brand, and then social media, and how does that impact each other? So what I would do to start is I would honestly take each platform, learn about what you want to become and how you want to present yourself to your customer, and learn how to use that in your advantage. So a lot of everyone that I talk to, they're like, okay, I kind of want to start either on Facebook or Instagram. And each social media platform has a different way that you approach your audience. Like LinkedIn, typically, like, let's just say if I'm going to go after lawyers, right? The legal group I work with, I make sure that LinkedIn is their number one source. They're not really using Instagram to find leads. Where realtors, people are probably going to look on Instagram to see a lot of the closings that you've done, see a lot of the homes that you have under contract. If your page is aesthetically pleasing, it just gives you another brownie point right there. But they want to see busy people, because if I see someone who's busy and doing a lot of business, it instantly gains that trust. And then, so once you pick a different channel, you have to, again, really learn each channel, develop a strategy, and just stick with it and develop that tone that you want to give out, and just stay busy on that platform, because your audience will grow and grow and grow. Where the SEO part comes in is, again, how do you grow your SEO presence, your website, get more traffic to your website? And it's the golden ticket question I get asked, but we're able to track a lot of data from your website. And if you don't create the website, it's I tell people, whether you're on a team, whether your agency or brokerage gives you like a website within their website, create your own. Because if anything were to happen, you were to leave, you were to change teams, go as a solo agent, you name it, you at least have your channel where you're still getting leads. It's your brand, it's who you are, what you want to create. That goes with you everywhere. You don't have to start from scratch again, right? So starting off is the hardest point. And then you need to, after you start off and you build a website, right? You got the brand and everything going. You need to then learn how to go after your niche using search engine SEO tactics to go after certain people. So when you get started with that, this is where everything really gets to, the onion starts to unlayer here. But you have the ability then, when you get a lot of traffic coming to your website, you have the ability to go after these folks too. And I'm going to tell you how you do this with like social media such as Facebook and Instagram. but you get to go after your audience. So if you're getting, let's say, one of my customers, they just started their website 5 months ago. They're getting 1,000 people a month, and it's growing. Next month they'll maybe do like 1,500, then 2,000, 3,000, and it's just going to exponentially grow, right? If you're capitalizing on 1% of those are filling out a form to at least consult with you, that's a lot of leads that you're bringing in organically. You're not paying to use Zillow leads. You're not paying to use other platforms, which those are all great, but you're actually getting, if you work with a marketing company, or if you understand how to do the market research, you're actually getting all this traffic coming to your website. And then you can implement plans as email blasts. You can implement plans as far as, a lot of my traffic's coming from Chicago. I can then start paid per click ads to target people in Chicago who want to move down to Sarasota. So there's a lot of power that you get with creating your own website and using all of those tools to then help, again, grow yourself here. So I'm really trying to tie together, again, how do you make sure that you're going after who you want to go after, pick your niche, stick with it, creating your own brand. And that starts with, again, who you are down to the core, who you want to go after, and then creating a website, because no matter where you go, that website will stay live. You're off a team, you're a solo agent, again, what I just covered, but that goes with you everywhere. And, if anything were to hit the fan, you have a top producing monster that you're getting so much traffic to, and you can constantly contact all of your former customers from there, see if they have any referrals. That's like your own nest egg of truthfully leads when you get it going. High level right there. But some key takeaways and what to avoid, right? So basically what I talked about today, some takeaways is every plan has to have a strategy, otherwise it will fail. And I tell people to stick with it. Again, going at it with that flashlight approach, you're going to bite off more than you can chew if you don't have a marketing team behind it. Again, if you're going after stuff with a laser focus, we all know that what you can do is to the market is, you're uncapped. People who want to serve everybody, they're going to be capped. That flashlight's only going to reach a certain distance, but that laser is going to go a lot further. Big thing too is research who you are and who your ideal customers are. I mean, I in all of our consults, when we're meeting with realtors, I tell them pick a niche, and 80-90% of the time I tell them to take a niche and bring that down another niche. Pick something so small to go after and really go after it. And then we can build plans that, again, target people. Okay, instead of golf course homes in Lakewood Ranch, then we're going to spread it to Sarasota after you're dominating Lakewood Ranch. All of these plans, they take time, so you have to stick with it. Google might not notice some of your changes for 30, 60, 90 days, right? They're sending stuff out to your website daily to make sure that you're a trusted website. They actually give you a score that I can pull and show you that we're growing as a trusted, it's like your authority score. They can see, hey, do we trust so-and-so realtor, and you can actually track that monthly. And at the end of the day, like I said, create your own brand, website, and then slowly grow your organic traffic. If you have higher organic leads coming or traffic coming to your website, then we can change up the marketing scheme to how do we capture those leads? And then things to avoid: don't go in without a plan, stick to the core, not sticking to the goal. Inconsistency in messaging is a big one. Even on your social media platforms or website, people are trying to post on one page, here's what I'm going after. They've got all these crazy calligraphy fonts and stuff like that as well. The messaging needs to stay consistent from your website, your social media. And again, it's just going to help you boost your SEO as well. Again, hot topic item word is that SEO is, how do I boost that so I'm not on page 5 when they search realtors near me in Sarasota, right? How do I populate on the map as one of those little red carrots that, I'm surrounded by a ton of other agents? How do I populate up there instead of them? Don't do what everyone else is doing. I said, be extraordinary, never ordinary. Again, pick that niche and stand out. What to avoid: the sales breath. This is going to tie along on your website, on your social media platform. Don't try to be selling. Be educational. A lot of social media is actually going to spam you for being salesy. Really go out there and be informational, be fact finding for your customers that, hey, I'm showing this home today in Lakewood Ranch. Here's why it's a great home. You create a story about it. Then you create a post about why this is such a great community. People want that. They find the value in that messaging. And then just don't do the hope and pray method. I'm going to start a website, fighting too much, or basically taking too much on your plate. It's like throwing spaghetti at a wall and hoping something sticks. Like, you go in with that plan. I mean, I tell you, so many people want to change the plan after 60 days when it's not working, but it just takes time. So don't just do the hope and pray method. And then something I get asked a ton is, hey, Dylan, what would you do in 2023 if you start as an agent, right? So first things first is, if you don't have your own brand and portfolio, whether you're on a team or whatever it is, start it. Create one, work with a brand designer, find out who you are down to the core, and create that brand package. I'd create my own website. After I create my own website, I'd make sure that, I've built websites now for 6 years. I've built them on all these platforms. I don't prefer the templated builders like a Wix and a Squarespace. It's possible to use them, but your customers are coming to your website because they want to find a home. And integrating the MLS to that website is a little more difficult, and it's not as seamless as it is when you do it on other platforms that we use. So I create my own website that aligns with my branding, and find my niche because I stick to it. The riches are in the niches. I harp on that every time, and that's why you're seeing my company we're focusing straight on real estate. I mean, we really want to focus on real estate because the group is exactly who we with. Now we have to make ourselves stand out within that niche. I always say, like, you want to create something that's so innovative to the market that you're feeding hot dogs to a starving crowd, right? And then, so I just touched on build a website that highlights who you're targeting. And once I get all this organic website data and people are coming to my website, I'm getting 1,000 people a month coming to my website. Then you can take that data, whether you want to have you find a third-party team, you use your own resources, you take that data, and you can actually start using pay-per-click ads. So if you know that there's certain hot times in the year, or something new came in the market, rates came down, and you know exactly who you want to go after, you can build, because you have your own organic data now from your website, you can build pay-per-click ads to go after them. That's another way to really boost your SEO rankings too. You'd be at the top of the page, obviously, with the paid ad, and if you're going after the right person. And then again, I would start with 1 to 2 social media platforms. My go-to is going to be Instagram and then Facebook. They're basically shared on the Meta platform, but I would stick to those. You do have a lot of cool ways to constantly contact people from their platform. It's the easiest to use. I will say, when you do start running ads on Instagram, especially Facebook, they do get a little bit more cost-wise. They're a little bit more expensive compared to TikTok, but it depends what message you want to go after. TikTok does have a lot of whatever your views are on TikTok. They do have cheaper ads and a great way of exposing you to your customers or your customer base. And then I just like to add this in here. Books, basically, I read that kind of changed my selling styles. I love to further educate myself. I went to college, I graduated in 3 years, but I owe all of it to all the books that I read. And these are just a couple snapshots of the books I've read in the past quarter, basically. And they really changed how I sell, how I approach customers, how to talk to anyone. Honestly, that book really changed. I can put myself in any scenario. I can strike a conversation with anybody. And, just really, these books change how I sell, reflecting on myself, on what did I do wrong? Why didn't my customers see the value? How to handle customers throughout the entire sales process so they don't slip through the cracks. And then how to, honestly, the last one's all in your head, how to get out of the way from yourself. A lot of us, again, we're too distracted with everything that we see that all these other realtors or something are doing, and you're going to stick to your plan, because you might see on Instagram, like, oh, they're doing this, I want to go try that. It's like, no, get out of your own way, put the phone down and stick to your plan. I promise you that the reason that they're so successful is they implemented a plan, they stuck with it. That's the entire presentation. I want to leave, again, the last like 10 to 12 minutes here. for any type of open discussion. This is my business card. The QR code actually works on there. So feel free to take a picture of this. You can go to my website. It is going through a redesign right now. But again, I want to thank Tammy for having me here and really allowing me to share what I'm working on within the Sarasota market here and really growing my offering to the agents. I guess the only part I say is, Built Marketing, we offer everything from, we're getting into now the drone footage, the Matterport photos, SEO. It's a full marketing team that we have to offer here. And we just want to be another resource for all the agents within the area. So I want to say thank you to everyone who's on this call. And if there's any questions, anything like that, I'm happy to stay on and open that up as well.